Air tankers dropped flame retardant and helicopters doused smoky ridgelines with water on January 11th after the wildfire that originated in the Los Angeles neighborhood of Pacific Palisades expanded into an additional 1,000 acres overnight. Evacuation orders throughout the Los Angeles area now cover 153,000 residents, putting 57,000 structures at risk. Another 166,000 residents have been warned that they may have to evacuate.
We have confirmed 11 deaths in our jurisdiction. Again, that does not include LAPD and Pasadena. This is just LA County Sheriff's area of responsibility. 8 in the Eaton fire and 3 in the Palisades County area. We also have reports for 13 missing individuals.
As the ferocious Eaton wildfire approached his Altadena home, Tristan Perez chose to defy evacuation advice and remain in his house, in an attempt to save it from burning down.
Yeah, I'm here because I chose to stay behind when the fires hit. I saw the fires coming down. I did everything I could to stop the line, to save my house, to help save their houses.
As now Palisades fire had spread into the Mandeville Canyon neighborhood, it also threatened to jump into Brentwood, an upscale neighborhood where celebrities live and play. Worldwide News reports.
On January 12, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky revealed that Kyiv is prepared to hand over North Korean soldiers captured in Russia's Kursk region to their leader. The move comes with a twist. Zelensky says Ukraine will only facilitate the exchange if Kim can arrange the return of Ukrainian prisoners held by Russia. Zelensky's announcement followed the capture of 2 North Korean soldiers, marking the first time Ukraine has publicly confirmed the detention of North Korean troops involved in the ongoing conflict. Zelensky shared a video showing the soldiers being questioned, with one admitting he didn't know he was fighting against Ukraine, believing it was just a training exercise.
그러면 전선에는 1월 3일부터만 있었던 거야?
1월 3일 날 나와서 옆에 동료들이 죽는 것을 보고 거기 난강원에 숨어 있다가.
He also hinted that North Korean soldiers who don't want to return home might be offered opportunities to stay and help promote peace.
다시 북한으로 돌아가고 싶어?
우크라이나 사람들 맞춰온 거예요.
우크라이나 괜찮은 거 같아? 여긴 좋아.
여기서 살고 싶어.
Служба безпеки України продовжує працювати з полоненими з Північної Кореї. Один виявив бажання залишитись в Україні. Другий з них хоче повернутись в Корею. Якщо Кім Чен Ін взагалі пам'ятає про цих своїх громадян і може організувати обмін.
The United States has raised alarms about North Korea's growing military role in Russia's war against Ukraine. U.S. officials claim North Korea benefits from military training and equipment supplied by Russia, making the country a more formidable threat to its neighbors. Meanwhile, Russia continues to reject claims of such cooperation, with both countries maintaining close diplomatic and military ties.
Russia has turned to the DPRK also now for manpower, as well as munitions, to carry out its war of aggression, welcoming more than 12,000 DPRK troops onto its soil. We are particularly concerned about Moscow's intent to share with Pyongyang satellite and space technologies, which are crucial to an army's communication and intelligence gathering capabilities on the modern battlefield.
Worldwide News Report.
A group of roughly 80 Shinto devotees braved the cold and immersed in an ice bath in Tokyo on January 12, in a ritual meant to purify the soul and pray for the new year. The ritual originally began in 1955, inspired by one of the shrine's former chief priests who splashed cold water onto himself while praying for the local community's well-being.
12回目なんですけど、今年が一番ちょっと寒かったなっていうことがありまして、自分自身がまず気を失わないように気をつけようと思って入りました。
The ritual started with exercises to warm up before devotees of Tepazu Inari Shrine, wearing white loincloths and gowns, plunged into a pool filled with giant ice cubes to chant prayers.
いや、ちょっと最初は無理かなと思ったんですけど、やってみてすごい気持ちよかったですね。
In the other colder place, dozens of runners braved extremely cold temperatures in Russia's Yakutia region for a marathon run through spectacular forests, with the air temperature hovering around -50°C.
После 23 километров мне уже тяжело стало. Петель схватило. Поэтому еле как иду.
Сколько кубиков сахара?
3. Тем больше, тем ниже.
Oymyakonsky District, also known as Cold Pole, is one of the world's coldest regions with a permanent human population. Such weather is common for the region in winter, with all-time lowest temperature recorded being -67.7 C in 1933. Worldwide News reports.
Tens of thousands of Romanians hit the streets of Bucharest on Sunday to voice their anger over the cancellation of the presidential election. The protests were sparked after the country's top court voided the election on December 6, just 2 days before the second round, citing that frontrunner Călin Georgescu had benefited from a social media campaign, allegedly orchestrated by Russia. The protests, organized by the Hard-Right Alliance for Uniting Romanians, saw demonstrators waving flags and chanting freedom and bring back the second round.
Totodată suntem aici împotriva măsurilor guvernamentale luate de Marcel Ciolacu, care una spunea în campanie și alta face acum. Este un marș de sprijin pentru alegerile libere, pentru democrație, ca ceea ce s-a întâmplat în România să nu se mai întâmple în altă țară europeană.
While organizers claimed 100,000 people attended, police estimates put the number closer to 20,000. The Romanian government has agreed to hold a new election in May, with the first round on May 4th and the second on May 18th. However, it remains uncertain if Călin Georgescu, who has expressed opposition to NATO and Romania's support for Ukraine, will be allowed to run again. The cancellation of the original election has sparked deep division and frustration, further polarizing voters and diminishing trust in Romania's political institutions. Worldwide News Report.
Paratroopers from Japan's Self-Defense Force jumped hundreds of meters from aircraft on January the 12th for their annual New Year's drills. Officially titled the New Year Jump, which is held at the Narashino exercise area in central Japan's Funabashi, is the first Japan-US paratrooper exercise of 2025, which also involved paratroopers from other allies of Japan, including the Philippines and Canada.
第一空天団のですね、今日の訓練もその集大成であるわけでありまして、大変高い隊員の士気、それから技量を見せてくれたというふうに思っております。
In addition to parachuting from military aircraft, paratroopers from JSDF's 1st Airborne Brigade also took part in combat drills, which included landing from tandem rotor helicopters. Worldwide News reports.
Slovak Prime Minister Robert Fico met Russian President Vladimir Putin in Moscow on December 22 to discuss the ongoing gas crisis. Following Ukraine's decision to stop allowing Russian gas flows through its territory from January 1, Slovakia faced uncertainty over its gas supply. Fico confirmed that Putin promised Russia's Gazprom would find alternative routes to deliver gas, including using the southern flow route via Turkey and potentially through Western Europe.
Ale ja som hovoril s prezidentom Putinom, že je zmluva medzi nami a Gazpromom, ktorá hovorí, že nám musia nejako doručiť ten plyn, tak vieme niečo pretlačiť južným tokom, ale zatiaľ máme zásobníky, je zabezpečená spotreba plynu pre Slovensko. To bola hlavná téma. Prezident Putin zagarantoval, že si budú ctiť svoje záväzky.
Despite limited capacity in the Turkstream pipeline, Fico reassured that Slovakia's gas needs are secure for now. In response to Fico's meeting with Putin, thousands of protesters filled Bratislava's central square on Friday, accusing the Prime Minister of pushing Slovakia closer to Russia. Waving Slovak and EU flags, they chanted, "Enough of Russia," and "Shame."
To sa stále teraz ocitá v izolácii. Naši partneri v Európe s nami nezdieľajú informácie. My sa stávame vlastne pod vplyvom Ruska. Máme podozrenie, že vlastne Rusi tu zasahujú do inštitúcií, zasahujú riadenia inštitúcií a takisto vlastne pripravuje sa tu nejaké prevzatie moci.
Protesters were particularly angered by Fico's foreign policy shift, which includes scaling back support for Ukraine and increasing ties with Moscow. The government faces criticism for prioritizing Russian interests at the expense of Slovakia's citizens and EU unity. Worldwide News Report.
U.S. Border Patrol agents discovered a sophisticated smuggling tunnel on January the 9th that crosses from Ciudad Juarez, Mexico, to El Paso, Texas. The tunnel, equipped with lighting and ventilation, was found after removing a metal plate covering its entry hole, connecting the Mexican side of the border with the storm drain system of the Texan city. The tunnel's discovery underscores ongoing efforts to combat illegal activities that threaten border security, just a few days before Trump's inauguration, which prioritized policies against immigration during his electoral campaign. But just in January the 12th, many migrants are still heading to the United States.
Somos gente que ha mantenido a los Estados Unidos con una fuerza económica de tal manera que lo ha convertido en el mayor imperio que tiene esta tierra. Así es que no se preocupe Donald Trump, va pura gente trabajadora, va mano de obra calificada aquí y por cada persona que deporten vamos a entrar 10 a los Estados Unidos.
Despite Trump's threats against migrants, they remain hopeful about entering the United States, confident they will not be deported as they do not engage in illegal activities. Worldwide News reports.